Welcome to Silver Pro, sponsored by Hero Bullion. I'm your host, Yankee Stacking, and I'm joined by my incredible co-host, Silver Dragons. How you doing, SD?
Hey, what's up? Happy to be here.
We're going to talk about how the Russian invasion of the Ukraine affects the price of gold and silver.
Yeah, and I think that we should say, right out the gate, we are both not geopolitical experts,
Yep.
but when it comes to gold and silver, me and Yankee, we've been stacking for a long time, and we have some really good insight in that regard. But we definitely want to talk about what's going on because it is very interesting, and there's been a lot that's already taken place when it comes to spot price action and whatnot, right?
Right. The spot price went crazy. We're going to talk about that. But also, my local coin shop was swamped on Monday and Tuesday. Lines out the door. People wanted to buy physical precious metals quickly. There was it almost felt like a panic.
So I guess we should mention we're filming this on February 24 on Thursday. But yeah, on Wednesday, once the news broke, Russia was invading Ukraine. The first thing I saw was cryptos just absolutely got obliterated.
Yes.
It's like a 10% drop across the board.
Yeah, so much for a safe haven asset. I'm sorry.
Right.
But a lot of people have been, maybe wondering what to do. Should you be buying silver now? Should you wait? We're going to tell you how we are handling what's happening now and what we're going to do with our precious metals purchases at the end. But, there are some general things that I want to talk about that happens when this all goes down, at least in the short term. What does the stock market do?
Right out the gate, we see it drop, and
Boom.
We saw it today. It was the same. S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, they all plunged in early trading, and they did slowly climb out of negative territory.
Right.
I covered this in my video, and it was almost like textbook, right? It was like boom, the news hits,
Right.
Everyone reacts. It's so reactionary.
What about gold? Gold is the primary safe haven asset, especially when there's uncertainty geopolitically, like a war. It shot up really fast.
And it actually did hit a 1-year high. Yep.
Wow.
So just barely hit it.
Man.
And the other thing I will say, if we can go to the 1 day, look at this pattern we're seeing for gold. And we're going to look at silver here in a minute, but silver really does follow gold. And a lot of people are saying, okay, silver's getting crushed because of market manipulation, etc. But if the same exact thing is happening to gold,
Right.
It's like, okay, is the gold price being manipulated as well? I'm not saying that's impossible, but they're very closely following each other at the moment.
This is it. This is the climb in silver and then the retracement, and now it's going back up again. So that's a really good point. In these types of uncertainties, gold leads silver. Oil also shot up. It broke, I don't have the chart, but it broke 100.
Over $100.
Yep. That's a very common reaction when there's conflict, right? We don't know what's in the mind of that guy, Putin, right? Is he trying to, regain the glory of the former Soviet Union? Is he going to keep expanding his military might? I don't know. You don't know.
Right. And as it all unfolds and we sort of learn more about what's going on now and, what future plans are and
Right.
how everyone is going to react to the situation, I would expect more volatility in the stock market, in metals.
Let me just state a few facts for us, okay? Just to bring us back to a little bit of balance here. Since October of 2021, the interest in silver and gold has increased dramatically. This is before Putin was flexing his military might, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to look at economy, we got to look at inflation, the rate hikes. I mean,
right. And growth, GDP.
Absolutely.
That is stagnant. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. And I think it's because stimulus has stopped. The government isn't injecting more fiscal narcotics into the economy. I just read that real disposable personal income is going down and has gone down for the last 3 quarters.
And that's the thing too. When we look at inflation, they're putting the CPI number out there, which they say, okay, it's like 7.5%, but
Right.
that's not real inflation, right? I mean, it's not even close. Maybe
Nope.
half.
Nope, you're absolutely right. That is not the real inflation, or it's what, a 40-year high, but I think it's probably more like 15%.
Right. And then if we see inflation, CPI go up to like 10%, is real inflation going to be north of 20% at
Yes.
that point? How bad is it going to get out there? And 20% inflation, I mean, wow, that's intense.
And SD, that really is the biggest driving force with the prices of physical silver and gold. It's real interest rates. That's what really indicates where silver and gold is going. And real interest rates are declining. They're going to continue to decline.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not good for the economy. But when it comes to precious metals,
Yep.
I mean, wow, talk about bullish.
All those facts that we just mentioned, that was all there long before this invasion, right?
It's the backdrop.
I was talking with Jake from Hero Bullion. It's been 5 times a normal week for their sales.
It's smart to be looking at precious metals in times like these.
Right.
Also with what could be unfolding moving forward, no doubt.
Remember, the Biden administration and the Federal Reserve, they're going to still fight a much longer war on the purchasing power of your dollar and my dollar. That's going to keep getting worse.
Yeah, and government spending has been out of control. And I mentioned this to Yankee a little bit earlier. I said their COVID credit card is it's getting close to being maxed out. They're running out of credit, and so they needed a new credit card.
Yes.
And now they have this the conflict credit card, I suppose we could call it. But their spending is not going to slow down. I mean, we look at the national debt; it's doubled in the last 10 years. So how much longer until it doubles again? It's not going to be 10 years, I'll tell you that.
The Fed is, I think, meeting together in 3 weeks, and I think it's 3 weeks. The consensus is they're going to raise the federal funds rate by a 1/4 basis point. I think they're actually going to do it, right? But it's going to be really interesting to see if what Putin has done takes away some of that desire by the Fed to raise rates.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Yeah, they might back down, and I don't think I'll say this. I do agree with you. I think they are probably going to do this first rate hike, and then it's kind of like a we'll see basis.
Yeah. Right.
And if we see some pain in the stock market, they might back off the 6 rate hikes. We'll just have to wait and see. But
they're looking for an excuse. And maybe Putin just gave him one. I don't know. We'll find out. I think we should, dare I say, forget about what's going on in Russia and Ukraine when it comes to the fundamental motivation for you to stack silver and gold.
Right. So what you're saying is, as a pro stacker, we should stick to the game plan.
Yes.
We've all got this idea of how we want to stack. Stack what you can, buy what you can afford, dollar cost average, but also don't buy on the spikes. Try and buy the dips. So be smart about it. Don't do what everyone else is doing. If they're all rushing in to buy metals and we're seeing the price go up super fast, take a breath. You know what I mean?
That's pro advice, dude. Well done.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to our discussion today. See you next time on Silver Pros.
Stack like a pro.